Hey, welcome back to Maximize Your Influence. Kurt Mortensen here as we take a deep dive in persuasion, motivation, influence. I'm wearing my party shirt. Why? I just finished podcast 300 and I'm giving away a $297 bonus just for checking it out. So head over to MaximizeYourInfluence.com. $297 value. What is it? The Power Negotiation course. 14 audios from detecting deception to those dirty tricks that people are going to use on you, the understanding mood in the persuasion negotiation process, to dealing with emotions in persuasion, yours and theirs, and some more power tools that'll really help you out. So just for listening, just for checking it out, MaximizeYourInfluence.com. You can check it out on Spotify, YouTunes. Of course, on this channel, hit like, subscribe, let your family and friends and enemies know. The goal of this channel is to take something I talked about on the podcast and supersize it and add a little value to it. So in the podcast, I talked about how persuasion's changed in the last 20 years. What's different? Why don't those old style techniques work anymore? How about a few studies? You walk into the supermarket, severe headache, and you see the national brand. It's just $2 more than the generic brand, and deep down you know the same. You're still going to buy the national brand when you have a bad headache. You walk into Walmart, $9.97. Oh yeah, whatever, $10, but you're still more likely to purchase it. You're at a restaurant. Around the table, evaluating the food, and someone at the table is rude, obnoxious. That affects the food evaluations. These are real. We rely on these emotions, these subconscious triggers, the under the radar type persuasion that I want to talk about it. And people do focus on these. This is the whole foundation of my research and a huge shift in the change in the world of persuasion and influence. In fact, here's another study. College students, right? An average class is divided in half and gave a very controversial topic. This half could only record a video using emotion. This half could only record a video using logic, and they did. And they showed other people, hey, is this logical or emotional? And they were all over the map. And they couldn't figure it out. But then they asked one more question, do you agree or disagree? And then they found if they agreed, they said it was logical, whether it was or not. If they disagreed, they said it was emotional, whether it was or not. That is the human brain. So there are three reasons this is important, not only to understand, but why it's changed in the world of persuasion and influence, and why people tend to focus on using the subconscious mind or the unconscious, the caveman brain, the reptilian brain, the amygdala, whatever you want to call it. Why has this increased? Number one, it's how the brain has evolved. 95% of persuasion involves that subconscious trigger, that feeling. I like them, I don't like them, I trust them, I don't trust them. When they approach you on the street, are you going to talk to me? Are you going to run? Those are all feelings, because the way it works is pretty simple. If you look at your brain, get your brain stem, all the information is going through your amygdala, which is your old caveman reptilian amygdala brain, which taints it with feelings and emotions, and then you have your higher brain, and everything goes through there is tainted with feelings and emotions. And so you cannot not be emotional. Everything's tainted with feelings, subconscious triggers that you have to be aware of. Number two is that data information overload. We're bombarded with 10,000 messages a day. The data, we just overwhelmed. We can't handle. We have to develop shortcuts. And that's what we're talking about, shortcuts. If you went to the supermarket to buy shampoo, we have 100 options. Do you have the time, energy, desire, or resources to look at each one? Cost per ounce, let's analyze ingredients, consumer reports, let's interview 100 people. No, it's shampoo. You need a shortcut, and that's what you do. Some people buy eye level. Some people buy color. Some people buy based on smell. Some people buy the cheapest. Some buy the most expensive. Some people buy what their hairdresser recommended or what they've always bought. We develop these shortcuts because we can't handle all the data. And that's important. The shortcuts are very important to understand because that influences the decision-making process. And that brings us to number three. It usually works. We know it's not 100%. We've been burned in the past. We probably bought the wrong shampoo, right? Maybe our hair fell out. I don't know what happened. But we know deep down we're saving a lot of time and it usually works. It's just how it is. We know when we go to Yelp or another social site to figure out number one restaurant, number one movie, it's not always right, but it's right most of the time. We might completely misjudge a stranger on the street, but we're right most of the time. We feel that instinct, that urge to buy something. We're usually right, but sometimes we're wrong. But you have to understand that's why we focus on it. Time, energy, resources, bandwidth, data. We are concentrating on these subconscious triggers a lot more. So go to MaximizeYourInfluence.com. Get your $297 bonus on power negotiation, detecting deception, dirty tricks. Not to use the dirty tricks, but understand those dirty tricks. And you can go to Spotify, YouTube, but of course, hit like and subscribe. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate your comments and everything that you do and the feedback that you give me. But master these skills. Understand subconscious triggers, why we do what we do, how the human brain works, and inevitably, you'll be able to persuade with power.